What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fantasy Addiction Network. Today we're talking Week 15 game preview of the Eagles at Redskins. This is an over-under of 39, which is the second lowest over-under on the week. Right now, the Eagles are favored to win this one. Implied points are about 22-17. It's a pretty disgusting game, really, and it's kind of disgusting that this game is still relevant from a NFL perspective, given that the Eagles are 6-7 but still have a chance at winning the NFC East. But we don't really care from a fantasy perspective, but what we do care about is the players in this game. So we'll start with Carson Wentz. I just have one word written down for him is yuck. Wentz has no one to throw to other than Ertz, and he's really looked pretty bad throughout the year, but losing Alshon Jeffrey on Monday night was like the final nail in the coffin for Wentz's fantasy production. He really has just no one to throw to. His receivers have been very bad all year long, and this is just a lost year for Wentz. The Eagles are going to have to completely revamp their receiver core next year if they want to stand a chance at continuing to compete and really see what they have in Wentz. But I'm trying to not trust Wentz in my fantasy playoff game this week. I don't think he has a great performance, and I'm looking elsewhere. On the running back side, I actually like Sanders a lot in this game, especially if Howard misses again. At this point in the week, he still hasn't been cleared for contact. If Howard does come back, I'm not starting Howard, but it definitely cools off Miles' upside, but I would still start Sanders either way. I think Boston Scott is a one-hit wonder. If you watch the game, about a quarter, Miles Sanders had missed about a quarter because of an injury, and Boston Scott just kind of got hot, and they just kept rolling with their hot hand, but I don't think that trend will continue. I guess we'll see if time will tell, but I like Miles Sanders in this game and not anyone else. On the receiver side, I'm not going to start Agholor. I'm not starting Arcega-Whiteside. I'm not starting Ward. This is probably the worst receiver core active in the NFL right now, and it just goes to show why Carson Wentz is not really being able to do much. So I think that if you even had any of these guys, I'm sorry, but you're definitely not starting them this week. And on the tight end side, Ertz is an absolute must start after destroying the Giants. The Redskins aren't that good against the tight end, and Ertz is pretty much the only way that the Eagles are going to win this week. And since they still are playing for a playoff spot, I think Ertz has another monster week. Goedert also remains an upside dart throw. I think he has a decent chance at scoring this week, but there's better options out there. But if you have him and you need an upside at a touchdown, I think he gives that to you. I like both defenses in this game, especially given the low over-under and the fact that I think that the under is still the better bet. I like the Redskins defense a little bit better than the Eagles, honestly. I think that the Redskins defense has been coming on a little bit stronger over the past couple weeks. They just shut Aaron Rodgers down, and I think this will be an interesting game to see if the Eagles can even win it. Honestly, I think it will end up being really close, but if you had to pick a defense in this one, I'd actually take the home team over the Eagles on this one. But if you have to play the Eagles defense, you could do worse. Looking at the Redskins side of the ball, we're not playing Haskins. Even the matchup looks good on paper. He just hasn't been anywhere near consistent enough to become a fantasy option, so we're avoiding him. On the running backs, Peterson is a decent play in standard, even though the matchup is tough with the Eagles being 26th in points allowed to the running back. He's almost guaranteed 80 yards at this point and does carry touchdown upside every week, so he's an okay play. In PPR, I think Chris Thompson is someone you can monitor if you are in a desperate spot. He has a low ceiling, but he carries a decent floor because he gets about 4 to 5 catches each week, so if you need someone to at least avoid getting you 0 and you just need someone to get you about 10 points, I think Chris Thompson is your guy. Receivers, I actually really like Terry McLaurin this week. The Eagles really love to give away big plays to the receiving position. I think McLaurin can do that for you. I'm not looking to anyone else. Kevin Harmon had been okay until last week, but McLaurin at this point is the only fantasy option that's worth trusting, especially in this very important Week 15. There were 0 targets thrown to the tight ends last week, so there's no play there. And I already mentioned that I would start the Redskins defense this week, so that pretty much covers it. Well, I hope that you found this video helpful. I know at this time of the year that things can get very, very busy, and sometimes trying to set your fantasy lineup ends up being more of a burden than it is fun. So hopefully these videos help you guys make those choices easier, so that way you can get back to your busy lives and feel good about who you're starting in your fantasy team. I wish you guys the best of luck, make it to your championship. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.